You're watching Kaitlyn Today. On today's episode, we will be having college fashionista blogger Rebecca Brill, followed by a community outreach special with Windsor Food and Fuel Bank, as well as Brooks Brothers Golden Fleece Foundation.
Hey, it's Kaitlyn, and I'm about to interview Rebecca Brill at Wesleyan University.
So can you tell us what is a college fashionista?
Well, the website College Fashionista features college campuses from all across the country and even some international colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And what a style guru, which is my position at College Fashionista, does is you go around campus and you photograph people whose style you think is interesting, and then you write about their outfits and what trends you're looking at.
Tell us about your journey as a college fashionista.
Well, I applied to be a style guru at the end of last semester because they were choosing new people for this semester. So I applied to that, and then I was lucky enough to find out that I was chosen as a style guru.
Mm-hmm.
And then I followed their directions and I started photographing people. I was assigned the column Let's Hear It for the Boys, and I didn't know that much about men's fashion. And I would have to go around finding men whose outfits I thought was interesting. So at first that was kind of a challenge for me because I can't say that I really noticed men's style before that.
Right.
But now I'm very aware of what guys around me are wearing.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about your style?
In the middle of high school, I guess I was looking for some sort of creative outlet,
Right.
and I started reading a lot of different fashion blogs and kind of experimenting with my own style,
Mm-hmm.
weirding out my friends a little. I started going to the Goodwill a lot and looking for
Right.
interesting pieces.
So who most inspires you in the fashion world?
I really like Lana Del Rey's style with her flower crowns.
Right.
I think Elle Fanning is really well dressed. Chloe Sevigny. And then also just a lot of movie characters and TV characters, I would say, give me my inspiration. Book characters also, I say what would this character wear?
What are fashion must-haves for both male and female students?
I've been noticing a lot of tailored shorts for men,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a little bit of a fancier alternative to basketball shorts or loose cargo shorts, which I like. For women, I've been seeing a lot of long full-length skirts that reach mid-calf, kind of 50s style. I think that's really cute for
So
men.
what about footwear for both men and women?
I've been seeing a lot of brogues and Oxfords and kind of more dapper stuff,
Mm-hmm.
more dressed up than a traditional sneaker. Saddle shoes are really cool.
So do you think we're kind of transitioning back to the 1950s?
I think a little bit. I think that people are kind of putting in a bit of an effort. I know a lot of the 90s was let's not care about what I'm wearing and throwing on an oversized flannel. And I think that was trendy recently.
Yeah.
But now I see people putting in a little more effort and looking a little dressed up and buttoned down.
What do you see trending for males in the fashion world?
Well, I think that fashion is kind of broadening its view of masculinity, which is really good because I've been seeing a lot of more flamboyant clothes on the runway and bright pinks and pastel colors and things you might traditionally associate with women. So I think it's good that men can be more creative and you're not just seen as dressed like a woman if you're experimenting with different colors and textures. Comme des Garçons did this really cool thing for fall 2013, which was a lot of pinks and greens and flowers on men's suits, which I thought was really cool.
What do you consider a major fashion faux pas? And have you ever made one yourself?
Well, I'm not one to follow style rules.
Yeah.
My clothes don't usually match, but I don't really think that's a faux pas. I think it's when your clothing doesn't fit you right and you're self-conscious and you're tugging. That's the worst thing you can do. I've done that before, and the whole day you're just pulling at your outfit.
Is there a noticeable difference between East Coast and West Coast styles?
Well, here I don't quite notice it since I'm on campus and everyone's in one place. But I feel West Coast style can be a little more relaxed and East Coast style is a little more formal.
Now, what about the style on the Wesleyan campus?
I think Wesleyan students, since this is a pretty liberal campus and people are definitely very creative, you can definitely see that in the fashion. I see people wearing all sorts of thrifted looks, a lot of crazy fashion. Definitely. This is definitely a really inspired place for fashion, and a lot of people seem to get their inspiration from the things that they're studying.
Yeah.
And it's really eclectic here.
So now we're going to do rapid fire questions. Favorite magazine?
The New Yorker.
Heels or flats?
Flats.
Skirt, pants, or dress?
Ooh, dresses.
Backpack or tote?
Backpack.
Thrift or retail?
Thrift.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for doing this interview.
Thanks so much for having me.
Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. Listen, look, it's J-Unity. Yeah.
Labyrinth, express yourself, cover.
Listen, brother, look, I say the same thing twice. I'm awkward when I speak.
That's crazy, bro.
Trust.
Ain't got the perfect smile, don't turn heads on my street.
Look, listen, I'm trying to be a superstar like everybody else.
We are, you know.
Trust, but being myself is something I do well. See, whatever you do, look, yeah, do it good. Listen up, look, you see, whatever you do, low, do it good. Chorus time now, look, express yourself, express yourself. Look, verse 2, listen, look, I don't make the papers, I'm far from JLS.
Try and got the X Factor,
I'm not what they expect. Well, it won't be long before my turn is next to express. But with all due respect, see, whatever you do, yeah, do it good. Listen up, high bit now. And see, whatever you do, low, do it good. Listen, a little rap time. J Wells, let's get it.
Listen, it's good to express, cause nobody can't knock you as long as you're trying your best.
Well said.
Don't change for no one, just be yourself instead. And that's when you achieve real respect. And haters stay vexed while you stay blessed. Knowing that JU's reaching for success, pretty simple. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, listen, yo, express yourself, yeah. See, it's not what you look like, doing what you doing, express yourself, yeah.
I'm here with Jane Garibay today, president of Windsor Food and Fuel Bank. She's going to inform us a little bit about this food organization.
Hunger doesn't appear to be a problem in Windsor, but everything isn't what it seems. Can you tell us more about this problem?
Yes, it's not what it seems. In Windsor, we have 40% of our students on free and reduced lunch. That means they meet the federal guidelines of a certain level of income. So we do that, equals out to about 1,600 students. Right now we have registered over 400 families using the Food and Fuel Bank. And it's people that are coming for the first time. They might have been even donors before, but that now they're in need because of the economy.
Now, we have the Windsor Food and Fuel Bank right behind us. Jane's going to actually take us through.
I'd love to. It's a very interesting place. The food bank is located here at 599 Madianic Avenue at the community center. And when you come in, this is the entrance area. And there's lots of boxes and stuff because this is where the food first gets delivered. So it comes in here, and then after it arrives here, we go into the processing room.
Right. Now, where's the processing?
Right over here is the processing room. So our staff member here that works the food bank is Ted. Ted will then take those in. They bring it here, they check in, they check for expiration dates to make sure the cans aren't dented, that the food is good, and they do, and that's where they do all this right here.
Now, not that many people know about the Windsor Food and Fuel Bank. Can you shed some light on the subject?
Yes, the Windsor Food and Fuel Bank has two components. One is the actual physical location where we are right now, and social services runs the food bank. That means they take in the application, process the families, distribute the food. But there's the whole other side, which is the Food and Fuel Bank organization, which is a volunteer board that does all the money, fundraising for money and food that services the food bank itself.
Now, I see behind you, you have another storage area. Now, what is
Yes, we
this?
do. This is even a bigger storage. For example, last year we had 11,000 cans donated from Construction.
Right.
And this is where we stored them. This is where they organize it once they've been processed and deemed good foods. And so you can see, like over here, one of the favorites, strawberry jam. Peanut butter's a favorite, spaghetti sauce, common items. And so when a person comes, they fill out a form to get certain foods. And so the volunteers come in here and choose from the shelves.
Right. So you are often confused with food share. Can you tell us the difference between you and food share?
We help Windsor residents. It's neighbors helping neighbors. So everything we do is for Windsor people, where food share is for the greater Hartford area, although that's where we go to purchase our food. But if a Windsor person donates to food share, we have to go buy it from food share.
Right. Now, can you tell us a little bit about this hallway right here?
It's another area of organization. Here's the peanut butter. This is the more common items that go out very quickly. The tuna fish, Chef Boyardee, spaghetti and meatballs. So it's just another storage place where they use so that they can put the packages together.
Right. So how many people do you have that like put this together? Do you get most of these from like stores, or do you get these by donation from people?
We get them from all
themselves?
kinds of places. We get it from food share, where $1 gets us $5 worth of food. Companies in Windsor are incredible. They do food drives all the time and drop off in truckloads. Schools, students, clubs, you know, even the Chamber of Commerce at their concerts, people can donate. So food comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. We get individuals that just come by and say, here, you know, here's a bag of food. We do a monthly food drive up at Stop and Shop all year long, and during the good weather at Geisler's. So that helps, and people are very generous.
Where does the Windsor Food and Fuel Bank receive its funding?
We do an annual appeal, and people are very generous. It goes out to about 1,300 people, and we raise a third of our funds from there. We also receive funds. We're doing 2 fundraisers in May. The mayor has declared it Neighbors Helping Neighbors Month. And we are doing a walk against hunger with food share. We hope to raise about $10,000, so that's really good. And we're doing a new program this year, 5 Fridays for food and fuel. And we're asking businesses to allow their employees to dress down in jeans for $5 a week. So that would be $25 an employee to dress down. ING did that for us last year and raised over $8,000.
Wow.
You have 400 of their employees did it at $20. It was incredible. So we're trying to make it once a year where we have this huge, and it's about the small business too, just community, people being aware of hunger. And May is, I believe it's the National Hunger Month also. But it's also a time when people don't think of it because the weather's coming, people's thinking of barbecues and vacations and schools getting out, but people are still hungry.
Oh, so who's this?
Oh, this is Kristen. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Good to see
stocking
you.
the shelves, huh?
Well, we're always stocking the shelves with all of our donations here at the food bank.
That's awesome.
So, I'm here in an interview with Jane. Can you tell me who is able to receive assistance from the food bank?
Sure. Well, anybody that's a resident of Windsor that meets certain eligibility criteria based on their financial situation is eligible to receive food from the food bank. All someone would have to do is to come into social services and fill out an application. It's pretty simple.
Now, where and in what way is the food and fuel distributed?
The food is distributed through the food bank here. We're at LP Wilson Community Center, and we have several different food distribution programs. And the fuel is also distributed through our offices through a caseworker who provides the energy assistance applications.
Wow.
And that's also for anybody that lives in Windsor that meets certain financial criteria.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about what's in that next room right here?
Well, in the next room right here is a kitchen that we share with the Windsor Senior Center. And we have freezers that we use to store meat, which we receive from food share as well as the local grocery stores. And also our walk-in refrigerator where we store all of our produce. So this is our walk-in cooler that we have, which we keep stocked with fruits and vegetables and other produce items that we get from food share as well as from some of the local grocery stores. We have some food programs where the local grocers can bring in food that they weren't able to sell, but that is still good and we can give out. Like this week we got eggs from Target.
Oh, wow.
So it's really wonderful to be able to give out those things to people that come in for the food bank. And then we also have 3 large freezers where we store our meat products.
Right.
This is one of them, and right now you can see that we have meat, we have fish, and we also have some large cases of pizzas. We got pizzas from Food Share.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's really great. We never know what we're going to get, and so it keeps a good variety for when people come in, and we can offer them some different choices.
Wow.
The Food and Fuel Bank has been involved also. Kristen's part of Hunger Action Team, which is an organization, and they're doing backpacks.
Yep, we do a Weekend Wheels program, which is the weekend feeding program for kids in school with families that are having low income. And every Friday they go home with a backpack full of food. And we also just started a new program called Groceries to Go, which is a supplemental food program for our seniors in the community. And that's every other Friday. And we're also a mobile food share site. Every other Friday, the food share truck comes up to the outside of the building here, and people line up and get bags full of produce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you asked the question whether Windsor had any low-income families. To think that the backpack came about because there are children that do not eat on weekends. So they don't come prepared to for school on Monday morning, and it's not until they get their free and reduced lunch or breakfasts. So it takes, teachers say, until about Wednesday for them to become functioning students. And we don't think that happens. It's probably not as prevalent here as it is in Hartford, but that's why they started the backpack program.
That's a good program. Now, how can our community members get involved? And can anybody else outside of Windsor help?
We do have other people outside of Windsor because they may not have a food bank in their community that they can help out at. So they can either call social services here at LP Wilson to volunteer, or they can go to windsorfoodbank.com, .org, and on there they can sign up to be part of the board, to work on committees, like to work on 5 Fridays or for the Walk Against Hunger. We're looking for lots of donations and walkers for that.
Yeah, and people can do the same with Windsor Social Services to sign up to be a volunteer. We always need volunteers for the food bank and mobile food share and the weekend meals, as well as some of our other programs. Or can get in touch with us to hold a food drive, and we would work with Windsor Food and Fuel Bank to coordinate that.
Thank you for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for doing this and for helping us get the word out.
Oh, no problem. So now you heard it from me, you've heard it from Jane and Kristen. Now go out and help Windsor, and let's get this food bank stocked up with cans and lots of money. We're here today at Brooks Brothers on Madison Avenue, here in New York City. Our guest today is Emily Antonetti, and she is the Vice President of the Golden Fleece of Brooks Brothers. Can you tell us more about the history of the Golden Fleece Foundation and its work that it's doing?
The Golden Fleece Foundation is a charity that was established within Brooks Brothers. So it's our corporate internal foundation that we created and established in 2007. And the reason for that was we believe as an organization in giving back, and in giving back to the community, in giving back to our associates. And we felt very strongly that we wanted to make a statement, and a statement to our associate base, as I mentioned, and to the external world as well. And it is an umbrella organization for all the things that we do from a nonprofit or charity-driven cause marketing point of view. We have an owner, our owner, Mr. Claudio Del Vecchio, the owner of Brooks Brothers today, has a very philanthropic mind and heart, and believes that it is not only a responsibility to be able to give back, but a privilege. And so we created the foundation to make a statement about who we are.
I know that you're in partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and the both of you recently helped 2 girls' dreams come true. Can you tell us about this event?
We have a program with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We do many things with them, but this particular program is called Well-Dressed Wishes. And in Italy, the 2 girls in Italy, Julia was the wish child whose wish this particular trip to New York was for. Our Italian stores, we have a few stores in Italy, they got together over the holiday and wanted to support a particular wish from one of the Italian wish kids. And so they chose this particular wish. which, as I said, was to come to New York City. And they raised enough over the holiday season to pay for Julia, her best friend, and their parents to come to New York City for a week. So we just hosted them at Madison Avenue here in New York City on their trip. And it was a wonderful way for us to sort of close the circle by having our Brooks Brothers associates engage in Italy to provide the Wish Grant, and then for them to come here full circle and welcome them, and we treated them, had them dress up for the day, outfitted them in some stuff from our Red Fleece collection, and they just had a great time.
Wow.
And we love to make it very personal, so we ask questions like, not only their age and what their sizes are, but what are their likes? What are their dislikes? What kind of candy do they like? What do they do for fun? Because we very often will go out buy their favorite candy or have pastry or a cake here in balloons. If they like a particular show, we might go, or a game on the internet, we'll buy them whatever it is that, it's just kind of nice to give them a couple of presents.
Yeah.
They feel special. And that's what we're trying to do.
What types of charitable events has the company hosted?
The Golden Fleece Foundation has 2 events each year nationally, and one in April and one in December. So in April, the Golden Fleece Foundation supports the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we give about 4% of our sales during that time to the Golden Fleece Foundation, who then pays out to Make-A-Wish. And the same in December. However, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is the beneficiary of that particular event. But perhaps one of the most important events that we have that has become a tradition now here at Brooks Brothers is our holiday event, which is held in the month of December, usually the first or second week. It ties in with our Golden Fleece Foundation event, but it's become a signature event for people to come and enjoy a night of holiday excitement. And I think this past year we had maybe more than 700 or 800 people here in this store. Every level in the store has something fun and holiday going on. And Marlo Thomas from St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Danny Thomas's daughter, who's very involved with the campaign and the hospital, she comes, and she is a great celebrity to have. Everybody recognizes her, and they all want to talk to her. And we have Santa, we had Wynton Marsalis, we had cast from Motown perform, we have the Harlem Adult Choir come and sing. There's all carolers, lots of refreshments and hors d'oeuvres, and for the kids, we have a great balloon guy. He makes tremendous balloons. They're amazing. They're works of art. And we have cookie making and decorating and card decorating for everyone. So there's something for everyone to enjoy and have fun with. And we really wanted something that set us apart in the city, that could be very holiday-ish, and that's it. And now we've seen it grow every single year. And different celebrities we will get to come. Joe Jonas and his wife had come one year. This last year, Brooke Shields has come. So it all depends who our PR team and St. Jude's team is able to get on board. But it is a lot of fun for all of us, and it's all for a good cause.
You touched upon this philosophy, a culture of caring, with me earlier, that Mr. Del Vecchio, the owner and CEO of Brooks Brothers, has instituted. Can you expand more upon this idea?
Well, he instituted it in initially, probably not with the idea of culture of caring initially, but through the efforts of creating the foundation, making a stand to give back, creating our internal helping associate program that's called the Tyler Hughes Foundation. That what's evolved, which I think is really important when you do something like this, it was more organic than defined early on. So sometimes when you allow an initiative like this to kind of go on its own and grow, certain things will come out of it. And what we realized is we were really establishing and helping to create a culture of caring. And I really can't recall where exactly that terminology came up or who brought it up, but that's what we are. And that's our internal use of the way we describe what we do. Externally, we tell people and like to communicate and talk about our social purpose platform. But our culture of caring is very important to us, and particularly with the Tyler Hughes Fund, as I think I might have mentioned to you, is only associates, the corporation does not help support it. We all of the associates across the country, there's about 4,000 to 5,000 of us, we donate money and time for a fellow associate who may have themselves been diagnosed with a health challenge or has someone close to them in their family and they need time and they might need some medical assistance. And they would submit a grant, and then there's a board of directors that reviews the grant, and 9 times out of 10 it is made. And now we have wonderful stories from our own associates that come back and tell us that if it hadn't been for the Tyler Hughes Fund, they don't know how they would have survived it. So you can just then think about what that does to the pride that associates have about what we're doing with our culture of caring.
Now, what sets you apart from other companies and corporations with this philosophy of culture of caring?
Actually, just that. I think that the way that we do it is different than the way that other corporations do it. First of all, we're a private organization, so we don't have to deal with stakeholders or stockholders. We don't have to do a corporate social responsibility report like other people do. And I think the difference for us is that we can make many of our own decisions as we think we should make them for the betterment of our associate base and our customers or the community. And I think that gives us kind of a freedom to do what we want. So we really, the fact that we have an internal associate fund, a lot of companies do not have that. We were just recently visiting with one of the top 100 best companies to work for that's in Fortune magazine. Great organization. And we started to tell them about our Tyler Hughes Fund. They were surprised and said, we've never heard of that. Now we're not in the 100 best Fortune, 100 best companies to work for in Fortune yet. I hope someday we will be. But here they are telling us that what we've done, because we felt it was the right thing to do, is something that they would now like to do. And in fact, we've been talking to them the last couple of months, and they are in the process of developing their own internal associate, helping associates. So I think that's a piece of it. But I think when you look at it all together, what we're doing and how we do it really does set us apart from other people.
How do you see the future of Brooks Brothers in the Golden Fleece Foundation expanding 5 years from now?
Very good. Oh, well, that's what I dream about all the time, and that's what we think about. There's a lot we want to do. Recently, a couple months ago, we surveyed all of our associate base, and we asked them about social purpose only. So there were 3 areas of the survey. The first was, what do you do personally in your own life to give back? So do you volunteer? If you do, what kind of causes are important to you? Where do you volunteer? How often? How long? Do you give money to different charities? What charities are important to you? What causes are important to you? And the second portion of that survey was all about what they think how we're doing with the causes that we're working on and have in our portfolio. And the third one was, what would you like to see us do in the future? And the majority, hands down, is not something we didn't know, which is great because this helps to reinforce where we think we want to go, is the whole localization piece. We believe we've got the national platform set, and we have some community level, local level piece done, but we need a corporate program that will allow us to have that sort of reach within each individual community where we have our stores. So companies that are doing things like this very well are Macy's, and I think Whole Foods does it well as another example. So we'll work on that over the next 5 years, and there's also a possibility that I'd love to see at some point, and this also was confirmed in the survey, that we get to the point where we're able to put perhaps a percentage of our sales or profits into the foundation,
Right.
and create a grant-based program that could align perhaps with our 6 values.
It's great to see an organization as large as Brooks Brothers reaching out to its community. Thank you so much for this interview.
Well, I'm happy to do it for you, Kaitlyn. Thank you very much for having me.
Now, look, express yourself, express yourself. Look, express yourself, express yourself. Look.